What's up? We back. Let me see. Quick question here. Let me answer this question quickly. So Florence in the comments, Florence Love 550 is asking, after your live goes 30 minutes, do you log off if you pass the 30-minute live stream? Great question. The only reason why I did 30-minute live streams is just to get my approval for my live stream to be extended to 180 days, which I just did. I'm going to be live streaming 3 to 6 hours a day. The average person doesn't need to do that. However, you can come on for a half hour, 1 hour live stream, talk your talk, you leave, our team goes into your TikTok account, we download that live stream, we produce it, the GB3 style, you know what I mean? Crispy, Shawty wants some salt, I got you. And then we run that. That's MicroStudio 2024. So you can go live as long as you want. But your boy GB, I be living. I'm going live. This is what I'm here to do. Professional live streaming. I told y'all. A lot of y'all been sleeping on me. Some of you haven't been, but a lot of y'all been sleeping on me, and that's okay. That's okay. So thank you for sharing the live. I'm sharing the live also. I'm going to do a quick double check on it. I'm doing my thing. You know Florence, baby steps. You know, the bigger than Bieber, project bigger than Bieber. We got a lot up in Canada, especially when it comes to live streaming. We got a lot of cool people up in Canada for live streaming, so I'm hoping to get some pretty badass guests here. But I got to put the hours in. Hours won't lie. Hours won't lie. Hours logged. We'll persevere. Okay. So we getting in at 10 o'clock. I know it's getting late. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a little Andy Frisella. This is so crispy. This is such a crispy stream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Beautiful. Alright, well. Ain't nobody here. We doing it. We doing my thing. Alright, we're watching Frisella. Let's get into this thing.
Look at all the things that have been created because I'm setting bigger goals. You know, you have a decision to make. Am I going to stay right here? Am I going to live my life? Look at all the things that have been created because I'm setting bigger goals. You know, you have a decision to make. Am I going to stay right here? Am I going to live my life and be happy? Which, by the way, if that's what you want, there's no judgment. But what I'm saying to you is if you're that ambitious now and you don't keep moving, you're going to feel bad about staying in the same spot. So it's important that we set bigger goals and that we continue to progress through life because we have to have a purpose, we have to have a drive, and the reality is our pursuit of a bigger goal produces a lot of good for people outside of ourselves. So what gifts are you suppressing by staying in that place and being content where you are? How many products, how many lives changed, how many new ideas, how much good is now being capped in your jar because you've decided to stay right where you are? That's something to think about. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Q&AF. That's where you submit the Qs, and we bring you the AFs. Now, you can submit your questions one of a couple different ways. The first way is...
Guys, email those questions in to askandy@andyfrisella.com.
Or... you could drop your questions in the comments on the Q&AF episodes right there on YouTube, and we'll pick some from there as well. Other times you tune in, we're going to have CTI. That stands for Cruise the Internet. That's our society, culture, what's going on in the world show. We talk about what's happening. We speculate on what's true, what we think is not true. Then we talk about how we, the people, have a responsibility and obligation to fix what's going on in society. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you some real talk. Other times we have 75 Hard Verses. 75 Hard Verses where somebody who has completed the 75 Hard program comes on the show and talks about how their life was shitty before and how they got in line using the 75 Hard program and how you can as well. And if you're unfamiliar with 75 Hard, it is the world's most popular mental recalibration, mental toughness program. It is part of the Live Hard program, and you can get all of that program for free at episode 208. If you would like, there's a book for sale called The Book on Mental Toughness on my website that we just dropped that is still on pre-order because we sell the book out every time it hops in. So that book covers the Live Hard program, plus a whole bunch of other chapters on mental toughness, why it's appropriate, why you need it, and how to benefit your life. So you don't have to buy the book. The program is free. It's on episode 208, but I think you'll enjoy the book as well. Now, on this show, we have a fee. The fee is not monetary. I don't run ads on the show.
Don't be a hoe.
Try
Share
to
the
sell
show.
stuff on the show, but I do appreciate when you support my companies.
I got you, Andy.
because I don't take ads on the show. So I come on here, I try to deliver value, I try to deliver insight, I give you some skills, some ideas, which is what we do on Q&AF. And I just appreciate the support. And so I ask that you pay the fee, and the fee is very simple. Please support my stuff. You know, obviously, buy my shit. But outside of that, you know, we get censored, we get throttled, we get messed with. And I need you guys to share the show if you need the message to get out. So if you think it's a good message, it makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it gives you a new perspective, it teaches you some skills, which Q&AF always does. Please share the show. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
I got you, Andy.
Right. Yo.
I got
up?
you, DJ.
You know who Shane
I got you,
Gillis is?
DJ.
Shane, the comedian?
Yeah. Did you see the new sponsorship deal he has?
Yeah, Bud Light sponsor.
Bud Light sponsored him. He was actually just here. I want to say that was like last week, maybe even.
Here in St. Louis?
Yeah. Like he took a tour of Anheuser-Busch, and you know he's been getting some flack.
Has he?
He's been getting some flack, like some legitimate flack.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think everybody's gunning for him a while.
Yeah, but like my question is like, okay, guys, like I get it.
Well,
but like we're gonna let the shit go.
Well, I think I mean, you asking me what I think?
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm just
what do
saying,
you
like,
think?
Well, I mean, bro, it's just like when do we let it go? Like, okay. They got more than a slap on the wrist.
They got punished more by cancel culture than probably any company in history ever.
And more importantly,
Yeah.
who got punished worse?
It
wasn't the company.
The blue collar workers, the drivers, the distributors, the private companies like our buddies up here at Gray Eagle, right up the street from us, who are great friends of ours and great people. And like we said, you know, this does not punish the guys at the top.
Yeah.
This punishes the working class people who've been laid off, or, you know, and you know, it's your neighbors, man. It's the good people who stand with you on these. Look, dude, I can tell you this. There's not a single that works for Bud Light that's at the driver level or the bar level or the distributor level or any of these levels that agree with that move they made, and they took the brunt of that punishment. Mm-hmm. And this is why cancel culture on both sides is never a good thing after the point is made, okay? The point was made. The point said, don't do that or we're not going to buy your shit, all right? And it hurt them.
I think they understood it.
Yes. And now they're reconciling and making moves.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of people are still upset because they never came out and said anything, right? But the truth of the matter is they're showing with their actions that they're going to get back to just being a beer company that promotes what we all want, which is to be left alone. We want to drink beer with our friends. You know, they got Peyton Manning now. They got Dana White now. They got, you know, they're making the right decisions now. And in my opinion, when companies make a wrong decision, they should be allowed to correct the behavior. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if they make the decision, and now I also believe that if they do the same thing again, it's never again.
Yeah, done.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that, you know, as a business owner, you know, mistakes are made. And when people make mistakes, they should have an opportunity to correct those mistakes.
What's up, Austin
and when
Reed?
those
Welcome
mistakes
to the
are
show.
corrected, people should, you know, if they choose to, you know, go back to being a customer of theirs, or at least shut the fuck up about it.
That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Either buy the beer or just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Buy something else.
I like Shane, man. Like I think he's a great ambassador for like the special needs community.
Yeah.
You know, as a member of it, I think
he's funny.
I love him, dude.
Yeah. Look, man,
him. And it's a genuine partnership, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not doing it for the money. Like, I mean, he understands the situation. He's like, yeah, listen, you guys up. Yeah, all right, cool. Let's partner. You know, it's a genuine, authentic relationship.
You know, when I was drinking beer back a few months ago,
hey,
I was off the program.
Damn.
I did drink a few Bud Lights.
Hey.
I felt a little weird about it.
I got a picture.
Yeah, I know you do. I felt a little weird about it. But after a few, it felt okay. It was kind of like getting back in the swing.
Felt light.
But like, bro, we can't, here's real talk.
Hold to the shit
No,
forever,
listen, culturally,
that's true.
We cannot continue this. You have to align with everything I say, everything I think. There's things that we have to stand up and say no.
Yeah.
Okay? But we cannot demand that every single person and every single company and every single internet personality agree with every single thing that we say, because no one does. And if we're gonna create what the left created for the last 10 years, you know, of this cancel culture, where if you step over the line 1 inch, you're over
done.
And the mob's coming for you, which, by the way, was always a lot of bots, and it was always a lot of fake things that these big tech companies do to create the perception of panic and fear and cancellation. Yes, to get people to fall in line with the narrative.
Yeah.
All right. And we've now been shown that that's true with the Twitter files and some of the information that's come out about all these big tech platforms. They've been using bots. They've been attacking people from, I don't think a lot of people still understand this. A lot of people don't really understand that Twitter was using a bot network inside their HQ, okay, inside their control, their realm, to manipulate social narratives.
At the discretion of the federal government.
At the discretion of the federal government. And that's what the Twitter files showed. All right. So we have to be smarter than this, and we have to quit playing into this canceling bullshit. Of course, companies are going to make mistakes. Of course, people have past. People have made bad decisions in their past. People have made mistakes. But we as a society, if we're going to improve and we're going to be a productive society, we have to quit ruining people for doing things that we don't approve of. And maybe we can let them know about it, but we don't have to ruin their whole lives.
And then after they're trying to reconcile them,
dude, I can't stand cancel culture, dude. I cannot stand
bullshit,
it.
bro.
I cannot stand the amount
beta
of
shit.
Now, look, there's a difference. Like, there's accountability. There's when people do fucked up shit, they deserve to be called out on it and held accountable to it. However, just piling on after the fact, after they've acknowledged it, after they've said, hey, man, you know what? I did make that mistake. And then they made it right. That's not cool, man. No. That's not how it should be. You know, it should be like, hey, all right, these people did something that the core customer, didn't like. We let them know about it. They fixed it, and we're okay. Mm-hmm. Now, if they do the same thing again, like if Bud Light were to come out and do the same thing again a year from now or 2 years from now, I would never buy their product ever again. And I would be with every single person who says that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we've got to have some common sense around this issue of canceling. You know, I see a lot of influencers get canceled, right? Now, it used to be you got canceled from the left because you were racist or you were misogynist, or like if you were me, you were just a white dude with opinions and they hate all your opinions, so this guy, right? But now that has switched over to the other side, where like if you don't go to church every single day and you don't say you're pro-life and you don't do all these things the far conservatives say, now you're getting punished. And so what we have here is this extreme pendulum swinging back and forth, which eventually will lead to violence. What we really need is we need people to come together and say, hey, we're sick of this. Are you sick of this? Yes, we're sick of this too. And figure out a way to get along and to come to an understanding so we can have productive conversation in the world and understand that, like, we have to have some tolerance for different ways of life and different opinions and different viewpoints. Otherwise, bro, we're going to end up with a really bad environment and bad situations over and over again. And I think, you know, I think the internet has been very conducive to that. And I see it rebounding the other way because the people on the right have been bro, I've been on the beatings end of cancel culture so many times from the left.
What's
and
up,
now
GP?
It's like these people who have been over here and been canceled and been attacked
We in the league.
are now doing the attacking, and we have to find a reasonable solution here. And I think that when people own their mistakes and they say, hey, I'm not going to do that, and they make it right, they should be given some grace.
Pull up. How you pull up, John?
Yeah.
How you pull up,
I'm
bro?
with you, man.
Yeah.
You pull up?
Just wanted to bring that up. But
We in the league
it is
now.
Q&A.
We're gonna bring you on.
I got some good ones for you.
Cool.
Yeah. Question number 1. Andy, I'm in my 5th year of entrepreneurship, going from $25,000 in revenue over my first 3 years to $150,000 in year 4, and now
Nice.
$400,000 in one business and $480,000 in my second business in year 5.
Elite.
There is some profitability, but I get the feeling that every dollar I take out of the business is a waste, given how much room I know there is to still grow. How did you arrive at the decision to start paying yourself more? And was there any calculation behind how much you paid yourself? I'm
Great
definitely
question.
motivated by the cars, the watches, the houses, and the jets. And know that part of my reason for putting in all the work is to be able to buy those things, but struggle to balance between wanting to buy those things and reinvest in my business. So how did you get to that
Damn,
moment
good
of
question.
knowing,
Good question.
what's more important? How did you set those priorities?
Well, look, if you ask guys like Dave Ramsey, no, for real,
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey's old school. I think he
He's
says a lot of
funny.
real valuable shit. But if you ask him, he's going to be ultra conservative on this.
Yeah.
He's going to
Bad
say,
news bears.
you know, the things he says, which is you got to buy everything in cash and all these things. And
Gold bricks.
that's one viewpoint. Here's my point. There's a million different answers you're going to get to this question. It depends on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask a lot of these guys on the internet, and they're going to say, spend all your money on lifestyle so you can make more money, so you can show off, right? They're going to say shit like that. So there's something in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started making a little bit of money, I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, how do I know when to? And he's like, his answer was, well, you'll know. Okay?
Yeah.
And
All right.
the truth of the matter is there's no real formula and there's no real calculation here that, you know, I've always lived on less than 10% of my income, but I've been doing this for a long time. So when people see my lifestyle, they don't understand. This is wealth accumulation over 25 years. This isn't, I made this all in one year or a monthly income, like the influencer gurus will say, right? So here's what you have to decide. Real
That's
talk.
me.
What's it worth to you? Is it worth you slowing down the growth of your business to drive a nicer car? Is it worth you slowing down the growth of your business to wear a nice watch? I don't think it is. I can tell you it's not, because I have all those things, and honestly, I don't give a about them. All right? Once you have them, you're not going to care. You're really not. For a little bit, you're going to care. For a couple of years, you're going to be like, I'm the
focus.
man, look at me. And then you're going to get used to it. It's going to be no different than what you're driving now. You're not going to even think twice of it. You're around me 24 hours a day, bro. Do you think I really makes a difference to me?
No.
At all? Real talk.
No.
Like, people are like, post your shit. I'm like, I don't really care, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same as it was. Now I derive my motivation and get my drive
You already know who we get.
seeing them get their dreams and they get their houses and do their things and build their careers, take care of their families. And that's what I'm committed to. And so my answer to you is that it's great to have material goals. It's great to have material success. It's fucking cool. All right. It is cool.
Yeah.
I would rather have it than not have it. Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to sell all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think I might, because I'm just like, I'm going to go live in the woods because the world's crazy. But the truth is I do like it. It's fun, but I'm not attached to it. But I've also earned it.
Yeah, you worked hard, bro.
I've been doing this for 25 years. Like, this isn't new to me. It's not a new thing. And my answer to you as a young person would be, if I were advising you, I would tell you to go as long as you can without any of that shit and reinvest as much as you can into your business for as long as you can. And you might get to a point where you skip all that stuff and you just say, I know a lot of really wealthy dudes that drive regular cars, live in normal houses.
Yeah, he's been doing it. I don't know if you know much about
say,
Andy
what's the
Frisella,
point?
Florence,
Well,
but
the point is that
he's a pretty aggressive
they have
individual,
shifted their
but
focus
he
from
means well.
what's in it for them to doing something, building something that's much bigger than them.
Yeah.
And they don't care about that anymore. Once they realize they're secure and they can do everything, doing the thing loses its luster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to buy
What's up, DT?
another car. I don't need to.
Welcome to the live stream.
Because I like them.
What's
but
up?
The point is,
How you pull up?
Yeah.
Does that make
How you
sense?
pull up?
It's like knowing that you have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to do it.
Like, and
but
so,
you know you can.
So the answer to any young person out here who's building something, you have to ignore the guru.
Hey, thanks for the
person
rose,
out here telling you need this
Appreciate
or that,
you, my G.
or this or this or this, and you have to start realizing that like if you're building a real business, you should go for as long as you can without any of that instant gratification or material shit. And the longer you can go without it, the bigger success that you will have in the shorter amount of time. Because the resources that, just like this guy said, that you're taking out for yourself could be applied to the business and could create this massive win. We have to understand each other here. I'm in a different position in life than you are. I'm 44 years old. I'm not in my 20s.
Yeah.
At some point, I have to experience the shit, right? Now, if you ask guys like Gary V, he'll say, I never want the shit. But he has different goals. He wants to buy the jets, and he really wants to. And I think he probably will eventually. You know,
I get focused on this thing. Hold up.
But the point is that it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different answer. But if your goal is to truly become like wildly successful, if that's really your goal, the longer that you can delay gratification and spend all of your money on your project, on your business and growing your business, the more successful you will be at a younger age. That will come much faster than what you realize. And so that would be my advice.
It's that new 2024 vibe.
Dude, you're going to be
It's
cool
like Nelly with the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I got GB.
You know what I mean?
The beard monocle.
A couple of times. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask you this, though, because, you know, and I've heard you say this a few times, like, you know, it's 10% of my income is what I use on my lifestyle.
10%'s a good amount, though.
But I hear this and I'm like, okay, well, like, how did you get to...
That's over the course of my life.
Right,
yeah,
but like,
exactly,
how did you get to?
I'm a trendsetter, bro.
Is that discipline? Is that
Flyest
something
white
that
guy.
you like? When did
Flyest
you make the
white
decision?
guy on
Okay,
the
well,
live
this is gonna be
stream
what
for
it is.
real.
Well, when I wasn't making much money, I still.
I
tried
need to
abide
max
by that.
win.
I mean, dude, look, I moved back in with my dad.
I need to max
27 years
win.
old, so I didn't have any rent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I was doing that first 10 years of business, bro, I worked other jobs to keep my
Wagwan
business
Kingsley.
going.
Wagwan.
I tried to.
It was a sense of you had to.
Sort of, but I didn't have to that whole time.
I feel like I'm in the
that's
podcast
story,
with Andy.
right?
Like I feel
when I
hype
tell
right
the
now.
story,
I know you can't see
I tell
this
it, I say,
backstage,
okay, the
but
first
I
10 years
feel like
I
I'm
only
looking
made
right at him.
$58,000.
Yeah, bro,
which
we
is
going in
true.
on this professional live
However,
stream, my bro.
The other part of that story is the last
Mr.
4
Facel
of
is
those
our
10 years,
guest,
I
of
could have
course.
paid myself a lot more money, but I chose to invest in
Yeah,
the business.
LinkedIn's on the
You see
back
what I'm
burner.
saying?
Got it. Yeah.
It's not like
Catch
we
me
were
on TikTok. How
just
about that?
broke the entire time. It's that we continued to stay paid low
Sorry,
for
LinkedIn.
as long as we could,
I just gave you a chance.
so that we could grow the business.
4 years, bro.
So it's a matter of delayed gratification. And the person that can delay gratification,
I want the
longest
G-Wagon
tends
now,
to
though,
come out
Andy. Like, I
the
fucking
other
want it
side
now.
with the most amount of wealth.
I want it now, though.
I love it.
Yeah, you guys got to be careful, man, because the internet, like, bro, this is why I really don't show my lifestyle that much anymore. You know, you'll see it here and there, and I'll show it sometimes because I know it inspires people.
I gave LinkedIn a chance.
But the truth of the matter is,
I got a good foundation on that platform. I'm not saying it's not good.
It's cool.
I
put in
I put
I
in
have
my
one of the
receipts on
coolest
there.
lives ever. Like if you
Now it's
go
just time to
watch
TikTok. That's all.
any of the day in the life the first 2 day in the life episodes, I mean, you're
It's a
going to see
lifestyle.
like I live a pretty insane life.
Yeah, you do. You earned it, though, bro.
But the reality is, guys, is that, you know, this is about doing something. This is about building something. This is about creating something and becoming something. And the more resources you can
You
apply
gotta
to
pull
that
up on my live stream
and
give me
delay yourself from falling
line
into the
my
trap
beard
of
up,
what's
bro.
cool on the internet,
Just focus
the more
is little.
successful you're going to become. It's just
finding me.
math.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's my pitch. You know, I would love to show more of my stuff. I would love to do a car YouTube channel. In fact, I'm still thinking about doing it. But I just don't want kids, I don't want the young entrepreneurs to think that that's what the game's about, because it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like this weird level of responsibility, I feel like.
I'm trying to balance that out.
Show enough that inspires, but don't like make people think that that's what it's all about, because it's not all about that.
Yeah.
You know, when you're young, you don't have shit. Your motivation is going to be selfish. It's going to be, hey, I want some shit. I want a nicer house.
I want a
to
G-Wagon,
be
bro.
able to go to dinner and pay for all my friends.
Just one.
I want a cool car. I want these things. And that's why you're doing those things. And that's great. That's a great motivation. That's why I don't like when people shit on material things as goals for young people. Like, people will just shit on them. They will say, oh, dude, that stuff. No, dude, you don't understand. There's millions of times that I wanted to quit that I didn't quit because I wanted a Lamborghini, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to have, you know what I'm saying?
Give me that G-Wagon. I see you.
Now we have all these companies that we're involved in that employ all these people and create all these results for people and do all these things that are way bigger than a car. You know what I mean?
But that's where it all starts.
Yes. And then as you progress through the process and you start to look at it different, you start to, and I think it's also achievement, but it's also maturity. You start to say, dude, I actually really like seeing other people win. I like building careers. I want to win because I want all of our guys to grow. And, you know, it shifts, right? And it shifts into a purpose-driven motivation from material-driven motivation. And I think that's required to go, because the people that don't make that shift, what ends up happening to them is they lose all their shit, because once they get the shit, they get lazy. So the most successful people, in my opinion, usually start out with selfish goals. And then once they achieve the selfish
so I can
goals,
get the G-Wagon.
They expand their purpose into the bigger things.
Once I get the G-Wagon, then it's bigger than me.
Then gets them out of bed every day. And
but I use it to
inspire.
Use the G-Wagon to inspire.
A different perspective on why they're doing what they do.
And I use it as a tool to start a conversation and let these young bucks know it's not about the G-Wagon. It's about the passion.
It's not just about what they have, and they're not comfortable. You understand?
Yeah. All right.
So like when you just win, and this is why lottery winners go broke. They get everything they want, and then they're miserable, and they don't have a purpose, and they don't have they don't have, you know, like I just think I think it's important to have material goals, and it's also important to realize that eventually you're going to outgrow those goals. And I think if you want to win on the biggest scale possible, like this person says they do, which, by the way, you're doing great. That sounds exactly how it should go. You have to delay gratification.
Thank you, Austin. I appreciate you stopping by. You don't have to stay long. I appreciate you, my G.
The better you're going to be. When we were coming up with First Form,
I'm gonna boost me up though. I'm gonna pump me up.
With Superstores,
let's give me the.
You know, there was tons of companies
that live stream. I'm my biggest
that were much bigger than us that we were able to overcome.
But you know about that stream within stream within stream
surpassing.
I'm gonna get Matt White, Florence, Matt White live stream or
you know what I mean?
G-Wagon.
They were out spending too much money, and they were doing
Matt
too much
White
shit.
or Gunmetal Gray.
And then
whatever I can afford.
The little guy that you don't suspect ends up passing them by.
He's salivating and chomping.
Yeah, and I would also add to this. It goes in. There's phases to this. There's phases in your life over the course of
pump me up, fam.
The decades that you're
Let
going
the
to be doing
algo know.
This. There's going to be 3 or 4
GP,
years
I'm going to need
you
you.
Don't make any money. Then there's going to be.
I want you to come in for sound check every time.
Money. Then you're going to have to go back to making
and build
no
my
money
Discord
to level
community.
Up the next time.
Let's do this.
Then you're going to make some more. Then you're going to go back to sacrificing again. And so like it's not this thing for most people where they just start making money and they make it. It's sort of like I
get my G-Wagon
it's
first.
like up, flat, up, flat, up, flat. And you have to be willing to continue to reinvest when the time comes. Otherwise, you cannot
see how many.
scale.
I'm going to wait till 10:15. So I'm going to see how many likes I can give myself within an hour.
That's my short answer.
I love it. No, I love it, man.
Let's see what happens.
I love it. Guys, Andy, question number 2. Andy, I'm a 24-year-old project manager at a tech company. I moved up in my company quickly, and I got a significant raise this past year.
Let's
this let me
I'm
being
gonna
able
go
to buy a
10:15.
house. My issue is I feel like I'm becoming complacent. Just got done talking about this.
Yeah.
I worked super hard to get to this position that I'm in and to buy my first home, but now I feel like I'm starting to slip. I want to continue to progress in life and not take steps backwards, but now that I have hit my goals, it's harder for me to have the motivation to do the things that got me to this point in the first place. How do you suggest fixing this before it gets too late?
It's really an expansion on what I just said. You know, you have to be willing to, you have to understand.
I gotta wait till 10:15.
You're going to have to expand. You know what real winners do? Real winners raise the bar before they ever hit the bar. Before they ever hit. The minute I know I'm going to hit a goal, I'm already thinking of the next goal. Like I never actually hit a goal. I don't hit a goal and celebrate. It doesn't happen.
Keep going.
Because before I've hit the goal, I've already started thinking about the next thing. All right. So congratulations on hitting your goal, but what's next? Because the reality is you didn't really buy the nicest house out here. You didn't really like you're not winning on a big level, bro. You're doing good for a 24-year-old, but are you doing good for a 44-year-old?
Maybe this means I can self-promote myself. I'm like
you're going to be 44 before you know it, bro. I was 24 yesterday.
I know.
If I had said when I was 24, hey man, when I got my first house or when I got my first thing or when I got my, you know, like when I bought my first house, bro, you know how much it cost me?
How much?
76 grand.
Ha!
I bought a $76,000 bungalow that I lived in.
Baller.
Yeah.
Baller.
And if I had stopped at that house,
It's probably
you
worth
see it,
$1
you go
million
live in
now, though.
Like it's a little bungalow. Here's the reality. Had I stopped when that house,
Thank you so
when I bought
much.
that house
Thank
and
you for
said, I
stopping
bought
by,
the house,
Florence. Appreciate
where
you.
the fuck would we be now? So you don't even know what greatness you have inside of you when you get comfortable with whatever it is that you have at the time. So we have to understand that a championship person, someone who's going to continue to win, who's going to continue to grow,
Also
who's
talk
going to
while I'm
be
doing
great.
it. Am I too loud?
You
Sorry.
have to raise the bar before you hit the bar. And your job right now is to now expand your vision for what success means so that you're going to be somewhere when you're 44 that you're proud of. Because if you're in the same spot
Like the
that you're
stream
at now
haters.
when you're 44, you're probably going to feel like a failure. So we have to expand our vision, we have to expand our actions, and we have to go for bigger and better things before we even hit where we're trying to get to. You find it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think this is it.
Yeah, and that's it right there, bro.
Hey.
That's my first house.
Damn,
That's
well
it.
done, G. I got you.
That's the first house I ever owned in my life.
Fuck yeah, Andy.
I was probably...
It looks nice though.
Oh,
No, I
when you
loved it.
talk and
Yeah, I loved
comment, it also
But that's
helps
the point.
lasting.
Yeah.
I loved it, and I was proud of it. That was my first house.
Damn.
I parked right there. Dude, you know how many beers I drank at that house?
And I can pin this.
All
I
the
think
Bud
I can
Lights,
pin my
baby.
comment, can't I?
All of them. Bro, me and
I
Chris both. Actually, Chris owned that house after me.
Damn.
And then he sold it to another
Yeah,
buddy
right,
of
Rich,
ours
my
who I
bad.
think maybe still owns it.
My bad.
So yeah, that's
get
it.
hype
And
sometimes.
that's much nicer than it was when I had it. When
Yeah.
I had it, it had blue siding. It didn't have all those plants in the front. That's it. Look. And by the way, that's a very nice house. I'm not shitting on the house.
Well,
sure
it's
it
at
is.
178 right now.
Well, I paid. It's for sale.
No, it's off market, but that's
Oh, this guy was going to
Yeah, well, I
buy
paid
it.
70. What did I say? 76 or 74,
Yeah.
something like that.
Thank you for the shares. Thank you.
Anyhow,
Damn.
yeah, I loved it, dude. It was right by a park. It's a cool neighborhood. All the people were cool. I think about that house a lot because I had a lot of good times there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Simpler times, I bet.
But had I stopped there and said now I'm 44, and if I was still living in that house, and I mean look at all the things that have been created because I'm setting bigger goals.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
the
we
shares,
have to
my
set
friend.
bigger
Thank you.
goals for ourselves once we hit our goals, and we have to realize that just
We're gonna
because
do this
we hit a goal,
organically.
like this is a lot of problem with young
grinding way.
success. Okay, this guy's
I
24
got to get a
years
million
old, I think
taps
he
before I
said.
can get a million
24.
streams.
And you know, sometimes these guys who are 24 years old, they get in a, like if this guy came from a place that was, you know, total shit, right? Let's say he came from a dirty trailer park that's filled with meth heads and shit, which is honestly, there's a lot of those in Missouri, right? If this guy comes from that situation, this might be the Taj Mahal to him, okay? But the problem is that, dude, that's only to you, and you got 60 years ahead of you.
I know I need to get more people.
So what,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you have a decision.
I'll get
Am
more
I gonna
people. I'll
stay
start
right
putting money
here? Am I
behind
going to live my life
advertisements.
and be
I won't
happy?
do this
Which, by the
organic
way,
forever. I'm just doing it
that's
for the
what you
first
want. There's no
30
judgment.
hours on the mobile,
All right,
first
but
30
what
hours
I'm
on the
saying to
desktop,
you is if you're that
and then I'll put
ambitious
money
now
behind it.
and you don't keep moving, you're going to feel bad about staying in the same spot.
Yeah.
So it's important that we set bigger goals and that we continue to progress through life. And if you talk to any of the communists or socialists,
I do
people,
think
they'll say,
that mobile
that's
live
just
streaming gets way
capitalism
more traction
disease
than
in your
desktop,
brain.
though.
No,
based
it's
on,
not. Because we have to
like,
have
only
a
20
purpose. We
views
have
right
to
now.
have a drive. And the reality is
time, I
our
don't know.
pursuit of a bigger goal produces a lot of good for people outside of ourselves.
I think
So
this
what
might be
gifts
something
are
like
you
make an
suppressing
event for.
by staying in that place and being content where you are? How many products, how many lives changed, how many new ideas, how much good is now being capped in your jar because you've decided to stay right where you are? That's something to think about, right? That's why contentment and comfort is not necessarily a great thing, because it keeps a lot of the benefit and a lot of the success that you would create for other people bottled up to yourself. It's very selfish if you really think about it.
Don't make your goal.
Who else is gonna be
Don't
able to say
make your
and look
goal
at your story and
determine
be like,
you,
oh, shit,
but take
I'm 23.
control.
I can do that.
Now
your
at
goal.
23, bro,
This video
they might
live?
be
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
we
you
live
and
live.
saying,
What do you
"Great
mean? Is this
job."
video live?
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I'm
no,
saying?
Yeah.
sorry.
But-
This is YouTube.
Where at 43 they're gonna be saying that, or they're gonna be saying, "Man, you gave up at 23."
Right.
So look, dude, real winners are always pursuing more. And this is why people like, Michael Jordan, they get out of sports, they get into business,
Yeah.
right? Because they want to continue to progress. They want to continue to get better. It's like Tim Grover says, it's a cleaner mindset. And that cleaner mindset while it may not be everybody's cup of tea, it provides a lot of good. So you just have to decide where you're going to be. Are you going to be 24 years old living in that same house that you just bought? Or are you going to continue to progress? And through that pursuit and progression, a lot of other good is going to be created for a lot of other people, including yourself.
I love it, man. All right, guys, Andy, question number 3. Hi, Andy. I work for a well-established construction and industrial maintenance company. We are in the middle of a major shift in culture and expectations. Several of us
Games and Marketing Services asking, how do you get this video to show on your live? Really good question. So I'm doing it through the TikTok live studio.
What advice can you give on how
to
deal with the
running trainings on how you can
remaining,
do this through
has
TikTok
always
live.
Been good enough attitude?
So subscribe. Be my first subscriber.
Games
and Marketing Service, $3
I
a
value
month.
what everyone brings to the table. However,
If you give me a first sub,
does it become either start
I
rowing
got you, G. I'll help
or
you.
get the off the boat?
The minute that you decide that you're going to create a much better way, and you have people who are, look, dude, you got to realize there's anchors and there's propellers in the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. There's people who are going to row, and then there's people who are going to hold the boat back. And I have very little tolerance for people who hold the boat back. I'm very direct. I handle it. Like, dude, they're taking money off of your. They're taking food off your.
Are we at
table,
almost 5K?
Bro. These people.
That's how you got to look.
These people are taking food off of your table by being negative, by saying this is the way we always did it, so we're not going to get better. By saying this is all I'm willing to do. When you're trying to get everything going better, so that everybody can be more profitable and we can make more money and we can produce more for ourselves, and then you got motherfuckers that show up and they say, "Well, this is not what I signed up for." Then get the out. That's my take. I don't have any tolerance for it. Like, bro, I hate it. I despise it. I think it's disgusting. It makes me want to puke. I don't want those people around me. I don't want them talking to me. I don't want to see their faces. That's how much I hate people that hold back. I hate it. I have zero tolerance for it. And that's not to say that I have zero tolerance for
this
people
TikTok
that
for
don't
computer
know.
games and marketing services us, and yes. Yes,
and
it
they're
is.
not.
This is TikTok
they're
for
not
computer.
skilled, but they're working
Go to
hard
Google,
to become
type in
skilled,
TikTok
and they're
Live
trying
Studio
figure
to
out how
download
row.
it. You will have
I
to
love
apply
those
for it.
But the
Yeah,
people
which
who
you
just
shouldn't
come
have
in
any
and
issues getting it.
we all know them. They make comments about every little thing. They got a negative thing to say about every little thing.
You would need 2 screens
work
on
to
your
hold the
desktop,
company
though.
back. They snicker. They start drama. They start gossip. And by the way, I'm going to say this: gossip and drama are for weak motherfuckers. Broke people gossip and drama.
They love
every
it.
bit of energy that you spend on gossip and drama is a bit of energy that you could apply to becoming successful and becoming great and building something great. And
Games
all
and Marketing
winners
Services
understand this. This is
asking,
why
are
you
you
don't
using
see
TikTok
winners
PC?
getting involved in
Yes,
drama
correct. I'm
and
using
gossip
TikTok on my
bullshit.
PC,
It's
but
an energy drain.
I'm monitoring
It's
it on my
terrible for
live
your
stream.
progress. And
I'm
people
going to be
who
hiring
win
a moderator,
consistently don't
though.
put up with that shit. They don't get
She
involved
might
with
be
it. They
my
don't put up with
my
it.
actually,
They
I'm
despise
hiring
it
an executive
because they
assistant. She's
understand we
going to be.
only have so much energy.
She's going to be sitting
and
right
if we
over
apply
here.
that
Right
energy
where
to
Juno's
things that don't
sitting,
actually
that's where she's going to be
affect us
sitting,
getting better,
chilling with me.
we're holding
making
ourselves
sure that
back.
this ship runs
So
smooth, 'cause
you'll see all these people get involved in the gossip.
goddamn tired of doing it myself, you know?
And what that's really doing is hurting themselves, and they're not aware of it. All right? So I hate all that shit. I have zero tolerance for it. I don't like being around it.
The
I
growth
don't
is just
associate
slow
with
and it's
people
just
that are
me.
into it.
Like, I got it. I know what I'm doing.
All right? And if you
No,
don't
must
hate
teach
it,
others.
you'll tolerate it. And it'll end up costing you progress. It'll end up costing you the ability to take care of your own shit because you're saying, well,
my bad.
you know, we've got
I'm like Andy. I like
10
sometimes I
people on the
swear.
team and 6 of them want to
Like
get
it or
better
love
and
it.
4
My
of them don't,
apologies,
then
but I'm always
get rid
mindful
of
of my
the 4.
swearing.
As fast as you can. Stay a million miles away from them.
That was
Be
GHAWT
aggressively
DAMMIT.
resistant to their opinions. When they talk that dumb shit,
So
you
wasn't
tell
the
them they're
Lord's
dumb
name
as
in vain.
You call them out right to their face.
Got.
You'd be surprised how quick you can stifle gossip and drama and negative culture by looking at people and saying, you're a dumb motherfucker. You.
Damn.
I'm not going to let you my family because you're a lazy piece of shit. You'll see what happens. They'll either quit or they'll join in and start rowing the boat. And that's how the attitude you have to have, because what you don't hate, you will tolerate. And there is no room for tolerating that kind of culture when you have the majority of the team trying to be great.
What you don't
and
hate,
you have 1 or 2 or 3 little pussies who are trying to f it up for everybody.
Don't tolerate.
I would fire those people immediately. I would get rid of them. I wouldn't tolerate them. And I would draw a distinct line between people who just aren't skilled but are trying and people who are bad cultural
I'm going to be
fits.
my biggest fan on this live stream. I'm
Does
going
that
to
make
get my
sense?
own top likes.
Absolutely.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big
'Cause I
difference. Just because someone's not rowing the boat fast doesn't mean that they won't one day become someone that can row the boat fast. But if they're an anchor you got to cut those anchors out, bro, or you lose.
Yeah.
And so that's the answer to your question. How bad do you want it for your family? How bad do you
Real
want
bad.
it for you? Are
I
you
say
willing
real
to
bad.
tolerate this culture shit? And a lot of this is entrepreneur shit, because culture should manage culture. And the people, like if you're an employee of a company and you're on a winning team and everybody's pretty bought in, and then there's 3 or 4 people that aren't, those people. You guys shouldn't associate with those people. You should ostracize them. You should shame them, and you should get them the out of your company. And then they're going to go on the internet and they're going to say how that was unfair and it was this and that. No bullshit. They always got a story because they got a problem with everything they did. The internet doesn't buy that shit no more. It doesn't buy this idea. You've failed at every single job that you've ever had, and every single job you've ever left, you've complained about.
Excuse me.
Who's the common denominator? We all know. You're not hiding. You're not fooling anybody. So those people. Let them leave. Get rid of them, and move forward with people who are going to row the boat. And by the way, if people don't want to row the boat and they say, hey, this just isn't for me, that's cool too. That's a cool thing. Or, hey, I'd rather do this with my life. That's okay. I'm talking specifically about people who are intentionally pulling the whole program down. Those people have to go, and they have to go with prejudice. That's the reality. They got to go.
Yeah.
Do you want to win or do you want to lose? What do you want for your kids, bro? You want your kids to eat, or you want your kids to starve?
To feast.
Because you tolerating that motherfucker who's negative all the time, who's holding shit back and shit up with the company, your kids are going to starve. And that's real shit. I hate those people.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
But it makes me think, too, because it's like, what about the new people that come in to the boat?
Yeah.
And if you still got those 4 people that ain't rowing, or
they have a chance
already admitted to you that they are anchors,
it's
what
contagious.
are those new people doing?
Well, you have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
Because now you have 2 different culture sects inside your boat.
Like wars.
So the new guy comes in, you got a new guy that comes in who's perfectly skilled and perfectly capable.
6K.
And he makes friends with one of the negative Nancys. Now all of a sudden you got another guy on their team.
Boat's getting heavy.
Yes.
Oh no, we got five face every. We get 6K.
Hire and train and work with the wrong person.
Let's go team.
Only to
Let's
have
go
them
team.
be a bad cultural fit. So you have to be aggressive about weeding out your culture, and you have to take it personal, because it is personal, because it's affecting you. It's affecting your outcome. So, like I said, when it's just not for them and they want to do something else, awesome, man. I'll support you all day. It's just not for you. Cool, I get that. But if you come in and f it up on purpose because you got a problem with you, that's a problem with me. Those problems got to be handled, and you have to get rid of those people and f those people, because they f you up. They're f you up.
You.
Yeah, they're taking food off of your kid's table, bro. That's how you have to look at it. And so, and dude, this is something for employees. Like, if you're an employee in an organization and you're really bought in and you're trying to believe, and you got people around you chirping in your ear or saying this or that, you got to be willing to be a leader and say, hey, f you, man, I don't believe in that. And you'd be surprised how quick people get in line when they get told that once or twice.
Yeah,
because because that's the cultural norm of society. If you ask most people if they like their job, they hate their job. If you ask, and by the way, you have to make an effort to make their job awesome, right? And give them opportunity. There's a lot to this question, but the main point is this. Is it malicious intent? Are they holding it back? Are they being just lazy when you're all trying to win? If the answer is yes, then get rid of them. If the answer is they're good people and they just don't fit, be nice to them, but get rid of them. If their answer is they don't want to be there, then support where they do want to go and still be cool with them. That's okay too. But the idea of this negative culture, oh, this has always been this way, that, man, you guys are just a bunch. You're sitting in the front row. You're bringing a teacher an apple. You're brown nose. Those people. Those people end up broke 100 times out of 100 their entire lives. Stay the away. It's cancer, and it'll kill you.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it. Guys, Andy. Those 3.
You know about that, bro.
Paid fee.
Share the show. Damn. That's that heat.